All right, Cowboy Nation, really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. My name is Law Nation. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for winning the Super Bowl. Give them a cookie. And shout out to the Chiefs for making it there. And look, we can go back and forward and talk about other things, but you guys know what I said. They were saying, Law, which team is going to win the Super Bowl? And I said, whoever showcased the best defense. Whoever exhibit and exudes the best defense. Now, when we look at the Kansas City Chiefs, yes, they had the right tackle out, the left tackle out, and Pat Mahomes couldn't go through his progressions, couldn't go through his reads. The ball didn't bounce his way. Some of the wide receivers wanted to play basketball with the football, right? Remember that? And then on top of that, the flags and the calls didn't go their way. I believe there was one play that, was it a pick? And then they said it was a holding on a play, and they kind of canceled that pick. Who knows? Momentum is everything in the National Football League. Now, I'm not going to be the one to say, hey, man, this thing is all rigged. This thing is all slanted. But it is what it is. Shout out to the Buccaneers. Defense was crazy. Had Pat Mahomes running for his life. And one thing that I said in my previous videos, defense travel. It got a suitcase and it got a pair of shoes ready to go. And I ain't talking about church shoes. I'm talking about some real deal shoes. They got some grip action in the bottom of it. It's not slipping around. Granted that it was a Super Bowl, hometown Super Bowl home team Super Bowl. Everybody know how that goes. Now, I was listening to Undisputed, and I might play some of their clips. I guess they was lamenting the same things. Shannon Sharpe was saying that, hey, that defense, it got after Pat Mahomes, one of the greatest offensive weapons out there. I want to remind people as well of last season. If Jimmy Garoppolo would have hit my dog Emmanuel Sanders, hey, it could have been 2 Super Bowls that Pat Mahomes went to facing the L. But football is an oblong situation, and that ball bounces a crazy way. And he threw up remember I always say you want to continue to fight with a puncher's chance. And I'm not selling or denigrating Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes he's a dog. I love his skill set. I love the way he throws the ball just naturally. Man, the ball explodes when it leaves his hands. It do. But he was a play from last year, remember? Closed his eyes. It was 3rd and long, I believe. Well, it could have been a 4th down play. I forgot which down it was. But it was a puncher's chance. And Tyreek Hill got behind the defense there, and it was able to catch that ball. And this was against the 49ers. Look, football is still 11 versus 11. It's still the same football going back to the olden days. You must learn how to stop the run, right? Make a team one-dimensional. And on the flip side, you want to start to be able to create the run, right? You want to be able to run. Basically, my phone going off somewhere in here. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? You got to be able to establish the run and play sound defense, and you can win games. When you look back at the numbers, you won't see Tom Brady throwing for 400 yards in this Super Bowl. He didn't have to. It was a complete win by them. They ran the rock at will. Leonard Fournette, all of those boys, like a team of cast-off people. One can include that Tom Brady himself was a cast-off from the Patriots land. But he made it. And please, for the life of me, everybody that's watching, do not look at this thing as it been that, it was only Tom Brady or it was only the defense. No, I'm not going to be that guy. But defense do play a major role, and it does win championships, getting the turnovers, getting the takeaways, forcing the pressure upside the middle or inside the middle, inside, big meat inside. Y'all know I was high on Vita. You know, that brother right there pushing the pocket back. Oh, my Vita Vey, however you say that man's name, right? Look, unsung hero. Him and Sue in the inside. And Sue, I can go back and that's why I love when I do the live streams and I put your name right to the side. And when I said, okay, the Cowboys need to go out there and grab a suit, and there's so many Cowboy fans that, no, we don't need Sue. We don't need a Vita Vea. We don't need those big boys inside. And I said, okay. Banging on the table. Defense win championship. Defense win championships. And so many people are so gung-ho on other things, right? Now, I know that defensive tackles are not a sexy situation. It's not. It's not. It's not a beautiful canvas, right? But it's a necessary evil. And shout out to my dog, Winfield Jr., playing with that moxie, that swag, that feeling that, hey, he belongs. Hey, did he give what, 75%? Did he give 50%? Did he give 20%? The brother played. He did. Now, on the opposite side, the Chiefs, I believe if it was like a situation in a scenario that they had their healthy offensive line, maybe it would have been a different story, and we would have seen the Pat Mahomes get that extra tenth of a second. People fail to realize football is quick. Those footsteps become louder and louder, and all it takes is you punch them in the mouth one time. But let's listen to Shay Sharpe, man. Shout out to Shay Sharpe, and at least he didn't say, well, I'll be damned, right? He at least owned up to whatever the bet situation with Skip Bayless they had. But let's listen to what
Tampa Bay's
they had to
defense
say.
was outstanding. Skip, I talked to Derek Brooks last night, the great linebacker from the Buccaneers.
Great Derek.
And Brooks, he called soon. I think the clock was ticking down and my phone rings. I see D. Brooks pop up. And I was talking to him. He's like, man, that was an unbelievable. You had to see it to believe it. I said, Brooks, I'm watching the game. And I said, it's going to be hard-pressed for me to see a scenario in which a defensive team had a more dominating performance over historically great offense in the Super Bowl than what I saw tonight. I said, if you go back and you look at the 86 Giants, Skip, what they did to the K-Gun and Jim Kelly, you go back and look at Coach Belichick's team, what he did against the Greatest Show on Turf. You look at what the Bucs did against the Raiders. Rich Gannon was the MVP that season. Yep. Skip, there's nothing like this. Mahomes had never not scored more than at least 20 points. He was averaging 30 points in the games in which he started. He couldn't get the ball in the end zone. And what came to fruition, Skip, I said, I was concerned because you lost your left tackle, you lost your right tackle, you took your right tackle, put him at left tackle, you put your right guard, put him at right tackle, and then you had to bring a guy that hadn't played all year long in at guard, and it showed its
Do you guys hear those bevies of excuses? Oh, so now it's okay to say these type of things. It's okay to say, hey, he's missing his right tackle. He's missing his left tackle. By the way, Cowboy Nation and everybody that's listening to what I'm saying, Cowboys missing their right tackle, missing their left tackle, and also missing their center. They had to insert a Joe Looney. We don't hear these type of bevies of excuses for the Cowboys. But people will say, well, it was against the Buccaneers, one of the greatest defenses that you will ever see. But Pat Mahomes couldn't get him at least one touchdown? Oh, my goodness. I really would like to see this thing fair and balanced. But shout out to Pat Mahomes. Shout out to him, though. He got him a Super Bowl ring. And that's all that matters. You get you one Super Bowl ring, you can do whatever you want. You can. And shout out to Tommy Brady with 7 of them. More than any professional NFL team out there, basically.
Long in at guard, and it showed its ugly head. They played basically one coverage their entire night. Skip, they played cover 2. They play cover 2. And when you can play cover 2.
And rush 4. They blitzed the fewest times they have all year because they didn't need to.
And when they blitzed it, they missed it. They brought the guy, McCole Hardman missed the blitz, Skip. The guy came off his side, and he never turned around.
You're talking about the double corner?
Yes.
They threw a
double corner bit out of cover, a single high safety.
Brilliant.
So I'm sure they weren't expecting that, Skip. They didn't expect this. Nobody expected them to play exclusively cover 2. And the thing is about cover 2 defense, Skip, you can't throw a team out of it. You got to run them out of it. You got to force them to drop that safety down, and so you can get single high safety. They were unwilling, they got, for whatever reason, Andy just wanted to throw, and you got further and further behind, and Shaq Barrett and JPP, and then Ndamukong Suh looked like the Ndamukong Suh his first couple of years in Detroit. He started collapsing the pocket. They let those two inside linebackers float to the football, and it was good night, Irene. They did a great job. They got physical at the line of scrimmage knowing I got help over the top, so if I get beat, you're not getting deep because I got two deep safety shell. Skip, the defense was outstanding.
That's why you got to have strong defenses. And you can't sully and denigrate. You cannot leave out the linebacker play. Shout out to those boys flying out to the ball, batting the ball down, clogging those passing lanes, right? Those safety valves. When you have that type of pressure up front and you taking away the middle, the linebackers are feasting because they can roam free. And that should be the blueprint of all NFL teams, not some. Get you a stout interior guy, right? Get you a good 3-tech that can win, and your edge guy is going to eat. Your edge guys is going to figure out a way to get to that quarterback or causes the quarterback to get beyond his marker. Now, quarterbacks nowadays are more flexible. They can get out to the edge and beyond, but you got to look at the full, complete picture.
Tom Brady did what he needed to do. Skip, there was not one throw where you was like, well, wow, that was a dart. The guys were just, they ran the ball enough, Skip. You see Leonard Fournette, Rojo, and then the play action was wide open. Even the first touchdown to Gronk, what did they do, Skip? Play action, Gronk wide open on the slide right out the backside. Give the Bucs credit, Skip.
Hey, in order for the play action to work, truly, you got to be able to establish the run. And that's what they was able to do. Shout out to Tom Brady and company for establishing the run with the two-headed monster all year long. You didn't see Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette at fisticuffs with each other. You didn't see their fan base ripping each other apart. Hey, when Ronald Jones is down, you run it with Leonard. When Big Leonard is not able to get to his feet and hit the hole, see the hole, or what have you, you have Ronald. So that's a wonderful combination. No big I's and little U's. That is how you win the Super Bowl as well. You got to have an establishment on the defensive side of the ball, and you got to take care of the ball when you got the ball, running the rock because there's time of possession, and especially when you are up with the lead, that's what you got to do. That's the reality. That's the fruit of the football situation.
I understand people say that's a home field. They could have played anywhere they wanted to play. If Tampa plays like they played last night defensively, they beaten Kansas City in Arrowhead. They beaten them on the moon. They beaten them in Africa. They beaten them in Russia. That was a total domination. Give the Bucs credit. Give Bruce Arians, give Byron Leftwich, and Todd Bowles. If Coach Belichick got his game plan sent to the Hall of Fame in 1990 for what he did to the K-Gun and Jim Kelly, every piece of clothing that he had on last night need to be in the Hall of Fame. Because, Skip, that was as great a performance you'll see against a historically great offense in NFL history.
That's some good stuff, man, by Shay Sharpe. Normally, I do not agree with Shay, but Shay was right on point with that conversational piece about this particular team, the Buccaneers versus the Chiefs there. Now, how this relates to the Dallas Cowboys, we got to establish the interior help. We got to figure that thing out. We must figure that out, by the way. We do. Look, you got a defense that can create pressure from the inside, and you only rushing 4, and then you have everybody else dropping, and they're playing their particular style, press, cover, and then you have your 2 deep safety, or in the pinch, you can bring a guy down inside if they run in the rock, because I believe that the Chiefs, they was able to run the rock a little bit. But if you bring that safety down inside and you still creating pressure up front, and if it's a single high safety up top, and if he's able to get that range, baby, it's a whole new world, right? So that's just my thoughts. The Cowboys, they got a lot of homework to do this offseason. And for the life of me, I'm not going to talk about the contract situations, but you guys can get a grasp of everything. They're going to have to figure that part out. I'm tired of the back and forwardness. Either you're going to shit on the pot or you're going to get off of it. They're going to have to figure that part out, Cowboy Nation. If you like this video, hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Once again, my name is Law Nation. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute.